Hey, what's going on everyone? Devin up here with another video. And today we're going to be talking about whether or not real estate wholesaling is high risk. And I'll just straight up answer the question, is wholesaling high risk? Yes, I think it is, but it's not the type of risk that the average person thinks. Now, as far as like a money standpoint, risking money, I wouldn't say that your investment of money is necessarily high risk. I think what the high risk factor is the time investment piece of it. But with this risk, there's obviously a greater reward than, let's say, for example, playing the lottery. If you put in like, let's say $10,000 into lottery tickets, which is a lot, you still have like minimal chances of you winning the lottery. Whereas with real estate wholesaling, the more time and more money that you invest, the greater your chances are, but it like exponentially increases. The more time that you put in, the better you develop these skills. And what you're doing is you're actually investing in yourself versus investing in some sort of other opportunity. And you're just developing these skills that are like highly transferable to other things in life, other businesses, other things going on inside of your life. And so the more that you invest into it, the better that you become, and the more of a guarantee that it becomes. So now here's the thing as well, that I've kind of like talked with like my parents, my family, friends, different people about this. And the thing is that I am taking a large amount of risk in my life. I'm literally just betting all down on just betting all in on everything that I do, everything that I'm running. I'm literally putting all of my time and energy towards growing these different ventures and building it up, so that way I can build up an income, and not just an income, but be able to build up something that's kind of just bigger than myself. And I'm like, the thing is, the reason why I'm going all in and just literally investing all of my time into this is because I'm 20 years old. The average person trying to get into business or like realizing that business is such a great opportunity is usually like 30 plus years old. The problem with that is that you have family and you have just all these expenses that just start to add up. You're in a much higher risk position. If you lose everything, you're in a much higher you're in a greater pool of risk than me, for example. My expenses are pretty nominal. They don't add up to that much. And what's the worst that could happen? If I lose literally everything, I mean, I just got to come up with like, what, $1,500 to be able to pay for all my minimal expenses, not including all my business ones. I would just eliminate all of that if I really had to. And I am in a position where like I literally have all this time that I can invest into growing myself, growing these businesses, and kind of just setting something up. Whereas the average person that's got a lot going on, they have a lot higher risk. And so now the thing is, I also have higher risk tolerance. So if you're around the same age as me and you don't have a family, you don't have kids, you don't have all these other people that are dependent on you, I really recommend that you just take as much risk as possible, because in the future you're not always going to have the same opportunity that you do now. But if you do have the circumstances where you have a family, you have kids, you have all these expenses, you have a really good high paying 9-to-5 job, then obviously your risk tolerance is lower, but there is a better way to handle that risk. And the best way to do that is to lower your expenses and just keep saving money, so that way you can reinvest whatever profit that you make that month from your income to reinvesting back into the business. Obviously you don't have as much time to invest, but you have money that you can invest instead. Now, obviously, like I said, when I'm saying high risk, it really isn't risk whatsoever if you're in it for the long term. Now, if you're playing it like everybody else trying to get into business, like it seems like 95% of people, everyone's playing it for the short term. Everyone's playing for the next month, the next 2 months, and they're playing it like they're at the casino. Am I going to be able to get strike results in the next 2 months? If not, I'm moving on to the next thing. Now, if you do that strategy, yes, this business model is super high risk. It's going to be pretty low chances if you're playing with that mindset, this game of wholesaling, that hey, if I don't get results in 2 months, then I'm just completely giving up and I'm moving on from all this time that I've invested and this money invested. Then yeah, you're probably going to have, it's going to be like trying to win at the casino, trying to just roll black on the board or whatever. And that's not a very good way to play it. But if you're playing it in the long term, you really just mitigate all of that risk that's involved in the business because you're in it for the long term. What's $10,000 when you're playing for trying to build up a business that's $1 million a year? When it's just basically a guarantee. The more work that you put in, the more time you invest, the more money you invest, and then you just keep persistently pushing over, let's say, not just 2 months, over the next 6 months, over the next year, over the next 2 years, you're basically guaranteed that success. But the thing is, most people don't have that mindset. They're not willing to play that game. So what you got to do is do what everybody else doesn't do. So yes, wholesaling is high risk if you play it the wrong way. But if you do it right, you can be able to go out there and have a huge amount of success. So anyways, this was something on top of my mind. I wanted to stop what I was doing and record this. I thought it was a good example. I don't really have too much more. I'm not going to draw this out. So anyways, if you haven't already, join the fam, join the game by hitting the subscribe button down below. And yeah, just hopefully you guys got something out of this, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.